to Little Smiles Basic 6 online tutorials. Today's tutorial is on mathematics, taken from strand 1, number, sub-strand 3, fractions. Indicator 1, compare a decimal fraction and a percentage. You are to compare a decimal fraction and a percentage. In today's tutorials, we are going to compare a decimal fraction and a percentage. Let's look at few examples of them. Examples of decimal fractions are 0.435, 0.26, 0.281, etc. Any number with a decimal point inside is a decimal fraction. Let's look at examples of percentage fractions. 23%, 49%, 18%, etc. We have a whole lot of them. Any number with a percentage is a percentage fraction. Today we are going to compare a percentage fraction and a decimal fraction. And what we use in comparing fractions. These two symbols are used in comparing fractions. And I told you earlier before that the two fractions have open ends and closed ends. And the open ends faces the bigger number and the closed ends faces the smaller number. Now, we are going to compare 0.375 and 73%. We are to compare 0.375 and 73%. Now, we can work this in two ways. We can either change all of them to decimal fractions or change all of them to percentage fractions. Now, let's change all to decimal fractions. 0.375 is in a decimal fraction already, so we'll leave it as such. Now we are going to change 73% to decimal fraction. And we know that in percentage deals with 100. So we are going to divide 73 by 100. And when you divide 73 by 100, because of the two zeros here, you move from right to left. So we are going to get 0.73. We move from here, we assume the decimal point is behind the 73. And because of these two zeros, we are going to move 2 times to the right. So 73% will become 0.73. So we can now compare 0.375 and 0.73. Now, we are going to look at, when we look at the zeros here, they are the same. But after the decimal point, we have 3 here, we have 7 here. So we have to compare the two numbers. We are going to compare 3 and 7. So in comparing 3 and 7, you see that 7 is greater than 3. So the open end will face this. And the question given is not this. The question given was 0.375 and 73%. And because 73% is the same as 0.73, we'll put in a symbol as such. So therefore, 73% is greater than 0.37. Let's look at the other way around of working it, where we change all to decimals. But in the other way around, we are going to change all to percentage. Now, 73% is already in the percentage form. So we'll leave it as such. So you have to change 0.375 to percentage. So 0.375 over 100. Now, because this is in decimals, we are going to move from left to right because of the 2 zeros. Here we move from right to left, but here because we are dealing with decimals, we move from left to right, and because of the 2 zeros, these decimal points will move 2 times and come and settle here. So we are going to have 37.5%. You have to note, now, when you are changing a whole number over the 100, you move from right to left. But when you are changing decimal to a percentage, the dot will move from left to right. You have to note that. So we are now going to compare 0.373 now becomes 37.5% and 73%. So 37 and 73, you can see clearly that 73% is greater than 37.5%. So the open end will face 73. Now, we'll go back to the question given. The question given was 0.375 and 73%. And we know that 73% is greater than this, so we set our symbol. The open end will face the 73. So children, below this tutorial, follow the steps that we took in working. Download this exercise, solve them, and submit for working, for marking. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until our next tutorial is bye-bye.